Hello, listener, and welcome to the Southern 7 podcast. I'm Shauna Ryan, Community Outreach Coordinator for Southern 7 Health Department and Head Start. The Southern 7 podcast is a service provided by Southern 7 Health Department to help you and your family live better and stay healthy, and is recorded at our main offices in Ulin, Illinois. Southern 7 Health Department and Head Start serves the lower 7 counties of Illinois with public health clinic offices and Head Start centers in each of the counties we serve. If you like today's episode, please share it with a friend and make sure to check out our other podcast on the Southern 7 app, on Spotify, and through our website at southern7.org. Well, warmer weather has finally hit Southern Illinois, so that means we're all finding any way we can to be outside, right? Maybe you like hiking in the woods or playing or working in the yard. Whatever it is, you can be sure that at some point you're going to pick up a tick or two. In today's episode, you'll learn all about the new tick surveillance program here at Southern 7 and what you can do to prevent those little bloodsuckers from invading your home. So stick around. We'll be back right after this very short message.
Southern 7 Health Department and Head Start, making a difference in your community, one family at a time.
Hepatitis B is the liver disease caused by the hepatitis B virus. Over 2 million Americans have the disease, with many showing no symptoms. Left untreated, HBV can lead to liver cancer or death. Talk to your doctor about your risk for HBV and call Southern 7 Health Department for vaccination if needed.
634-2297.
Welcome back to the Southern 7 podcast. Joining me today is Miranda Adams. She is the Environmental Health Director here at Southern 7 Health Department. And first off, before we get to talking about our podcast today, you've been very busy. It's been a busy season all the way around, right?
It has, yes.
A lot going around?
Yes, it is.
Very much so. Well, you've got something new coming up in the department. Tell us about that. What's going on?
So we are very excited this year. We are starting an active tick surveillance program. This is the first year that we have had this. And what active tick surveillance is, just basically means that we're going out into the wilds to look and collect for ticks. So we're going to be doing this by conducting tick drags, which we're basically just dragging a rough piece of fabric behind us and then collecting the ticks that latch onto that fabric and then packaging them up and sending them to Springfield for testing. We have to do at least 6 of these activities a year. We're doing at least one activity in each of our 7 counties this spring. And then going forward, we hope to be able to conduct them in both the spring and fall in each of our counties, and possibly, some in the summertime a little bit too. Starting out, we're going to be conducting these activities in public recreational areas, so like trails and the popular trails in the Shawnee National Forest, some state parks, things like that, where most people, when they're going outside, would be coming into contact with these.
So you're out in the woods, you're out in the fields, you're in people's yards maybe doing some of this.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's correct.
Now, how does this look? Because I kind of imagine in my head, after we've talked a little bit about this before we got here, about the suits and everything. How does this look? How is this new for you guys?
Yeah, so I'm sure it's going to look a little bit strange if you encounter us on a trail somewhere, because we are going to be dressed in like long white suits, kind of like painter suits, coveralls kind of situation, rubber boots, double-sided tape connecting the suits to the boots just to kind of prevent any ticks from climbing onto us, stopping them with the tape before they can climb up too far. Depending on the bug situation, gnats and things, possibly head nets, and then just dragging a piece of fabric behind us. So
that's gonna look really weird.
It is going to, yep.
Because I had it in my head that you'd look like the Minions running around out in the field somewhere.
Some people kind of relate it to like the Ghostbusters.
Oh, okay.
We don't have any big packs on us, but just that kind of style suit.
Now, is this new for Illinois, or is it just new for us?
So IDPH has been conducting these activities throughout the state, but of course their staff is limited. So whenever they were conducting these activities, they could only hit a couple of counties a year. Okay. And by opening this up to the local health departments, we can all conduct these in our own counties to increase those activities.
Okay, so we're going to be seeing this with health departments all over the state, not just here or Northern Illinois or something. Okay. And really, what is the purpose of doing this? I mean, I know we have ticks in our region, but what exactly are you looking for?
So the purpose is to identify the species of ticks that we have in our area and what, if any, diseases they are carrying.
Okay. Are there any particular that we should be concerned about? Is that why we're doing this?
Ticks carry several diseases. Lyme disease, for one, Rocky Mountain spotted fever, ehrlichiosis. I mean, there's a variety of diseases that they can carry. And there's not a lot of information out there on the diseases or treatments. I mean, there are treatments with antibiotics and things like that, but it's just not, there's just not a lot of research being done on it, or has been done on it.
Okay, that's kind of frightening.
It is.
But this is good. This is good that this is something that we're seeing in our region now, because we get asked this a lot. I know you're going to be doing mosquito testing later on, and that's a whole other topic of discussion. But we do get asked, what about ticks? What are you doing with that? So this is exciting.
There is a lot of public interest in it. When we are out doing the mosquito traps, people always stop, are you looking for ticks? Are you looking for ticks? And it was always, no. But now we can say, yeah, we are.
Yeah, you are.
Because there is a lot of public interest in it. You know, something newer, that alpha-gal, where you have like the red meat allergy that develops after a tick bite. You know, there's a lot of, it's just becoming more prevalent.
Okay, so do we know our disease rate for ticks in our region right now?
You know, I have not looked into that. I don't have those numbers with
That's
me,
okay.
so.
We can get that later. Not a big deal. But, I mean, are there certain... Do we tend to see one variety of tick more than others, or again, we don't know, and that's one reason why we're doing this?
Exactly.
That's it.
Yep.
Okay. Thought maybe something else was going on. You know, you have to ask.
Yep.
So let's talk about Lyme disease for just a little bit. That is usually the first one that people think about, and I find it interesting when I'm talking to people, and they say, "Well, I feel bad. I have Lyme disease," but really, Lyme disease is not something that's very common, right?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yep. So. Symptoms of Lyme disease, might be fever, chills, general ill feeling, headache, joint pain, muscle pain. But most commonly that people generate with Lyme disease is that circular rash that resembles a bullseye. Anytime that you've got a tick bite, or maybe you didn't even know you were bit by a tick and you see that kind of rash come up, that's when you should contact your doctor to go in and get checked out.
Now, does that rash, is it around that bite, or can it be anywhere on your body?
It can be anywhere.
It can be anywhere. Okay, so anytime they see anything like that, it is something to get checked out. Are there treatments for Lyme disease that you know of?
It generally includes a series of antibiotics.
Okay, so it is something really treatable and easy. Okay, good. That's good. That makes me feel a whole lot better. So when people start thinking about Lyme disease, is there one particular tick that they associate that with? Or
yes, it's the black-legged tick. So we're looking for all ticks, but the black-legged tick specifically gets sent to the CDC for testing for Lyme disease. All other ticks, though, are tested at the IDPH lab in Springfield for pathogens or for species identification. That's what we're sending them in for. But the one that is specifically known for Lyme disease is that black-legged tick.
Okay. All right. Really good. Well, let's talk about how to avoid getting tick bit. Again, we get asked that question a lot. What are some tips that you can give folks?
Yep. So wear light-colored clothing, protective clothing like long sleeves, long pants, boots, long socks, head covering. Light-colored, that way if you do have one on you, you can see it easily. Yeah. Apply insect repellent containing 10 to 30% DEET, primarily to clothes. Permethrin is another insect repellent that ticks it basically repels ticks. They can't stand that stuff. So that is very important. Permethrin.
Okay.
Walk in the center of trails so weeds don't brush against you if you are out recreating in some of our parks around here. Check you, others, and pets every 2 to 3 hours if you're outside. Remove any ticks that you find promptly by grasping it with tweezers as close to the skin as possible and gently but firmly pulling it straight out. You're going to want to wash the bite area and your hands thoroughly with soap and water and apply an antiseptic to the bite site. Make sure your property around your home is unattractive to ticks, so make sure that your lawn's mowed, you don't have any wood piles. They like mulch and leafy areas, things like that.
Just those general, making sure you're taking care of business kind of stuff. So that's important to make sure that people realize that there are things you can do to prevent that bite. And the biggest thing is just to watch out for it. If you see it crawling around on you, go ahead and get that little booger off there. Yes. Okay. Now, are you still looking for locations to go out and do testing?
We are not. Like I said, we're trying to do public recreational areas, parks, things like that. As we get further in and kind of exhaust those areas, we may start reaching out through maybe our staff to do some more private property. But for right now, we're just focusing on, the places that people are going to.
Okay. Well, you're welcome to come to my house anytime. Have a big yard. Would love to see that done. Now, when it comes to the testing, you're going to start doing that. Have you started already?
No, we have not. So we plan to do these activities in May of this year. And then once we get those sent off, there is a little bit of delay when we get results from what we found. So if we send them off this spring, we won't have the results from this collection until the fall. And then the activities we conduct in the fall, we won't have those results until the spring. Okay,
and that is my next question. Just when do those come back? So we're not going to know for a good little while what we saw. And then how can people get that information once that's released?
So we would be releasing it through press releases, social media posts, things like that. If anybody has any questions about anything, they can always reach out to us at 618-634-2297. My extension is 973-114. If you are interested in those results and don't see them getting released, but again, there is going to be a delay in that this fall, next spring. Would be the earliest you would see those results.
Okay, and listener, just make sure that you are, keeping tabs on the Southern 7 Facebook page. We'll make sure we get that on there. And like she said, there'll be a news release that goes out. So lots of ways to get information out to folks. Miranda, that was short and simple and to the point. Way we like it. Do you have anything else you want to share?
I think that pretty much covers it.
Okay, well, that's all we have then, folks. Nice short little podcast today, but it does give you all the information that you need to know about tick surveillance. Once again, if you want more information, you can reach out to Miranda at 618-634-2297. Her extension is, again, what was that?
973-114.
We have recently changed our extension numbers.
And they're very long.
They're very long. But if you call the main number, they know how to find her, so it's okay. So make sure you do that. All right, listeners, thank you so much for joining us today for this edition of the Southern 7 podcast. Make sure that you listen to all of our podcasts. You can check us out on the Southern 7 app. Just download that and listen to our podcasts at any time. You can also catch us on Spotify. From all of us here at Southern 7 Health Department, go out and make it a great day.